Hello everyone, been a while. I took a long break because I had to practice what I actually preach, and then a lot of new stuff keeps happening in life, and then we never get a chance to slow down and look at things from a different perspective. So yeah, in the break I have taken, I have noticed a lot of new people have joined my channel. Some people that I do know, and some people that are completely new. So yeah, thanks for tagging along. Thanks for being here. Although do feel a little uh, overcome by embarrassment when I realize people who know me are watching my videos. So yeah, it's something to just go with the flow, I guess. So what happened last night was I left my phone at 20% charge, and then when I woke up in the morning, I was expecting it to be at 100%. It sounds contradictory. It sounds stupid as well. I get that, but isn't it true? If we go to bed at 20% charge and then we wake up with at least expecting to be at least 90 to 100% charged for our energy to be back. But does that really happen? Often no. Why? Um, so there is an answer to that. So basically, your mornings, the energy you have in the mornings, is defined by what you do the night before. Your mornings don't start when the sun rises or when you wake up. When you wake up actually depends on when you sleep and what you do in the night. Get that? If you're going to sleep at 3 a.m. in the morning and you're expecting, oh, I'll wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning, stop fooling yourself. Not gonna happen. Such is life. We do things that are contradictory to what we want, and then complain that things are not working out, and blame it on yourself. Start guilt tripping yourself. That say stuff like, I'm unable to wake up in the morning, and it's just not possible for me. Some of us go a mile ahead and then start criticizing morning people. They say, I don't know how people wake up in the morning. It's so annoying. Do you not love your bed and all? I mean, I don't know. So, yeah, similarly in life, when things happen and we have a certain expectation of them, if the outcome is what we want or if it's opposite to that, if there is something we can do about it and we've not done that, then there's no point complaining about it. Moreover, when we talk about bringing changes in life, it's not just a one day thing. I can go to bed early tonight and wake up early tomorrow, but that does not guarantee that I will wake up at 5 every day for the next 1 month. It will it will definitely reinforce good habits of going to bed early and waking up early in the morning, but it's still not a guarantee. Also, you tell me if waking up at 5 or 6 or 4 in the morning is worth it or not. And the answer is probably really subjective. If you want to wake up at 5 in the morning, but you have basically nothing to do at 5, then what's the point? Just sleep an extra hour. Uh, but if you do have a plan that I want to wake up at 5 and go for a jog or meditate or, study, it's something up to you. If you do have a plan, then the motivation entirely changes. The focus shifts from waking up at 5 to doing a particular thing at 5. See, now the situation has changed. Earlier, the entire uh, motivation for waking up at 5 was just because it's a good habit. Do you think moral policing is going to work at your brain, which has been conditioned to do easy stuff for so long? No. Only as long as you anticipate that in the morning I'm going to wake up and do this particular thing, that you're going to actually wake up and start doing it. It's the thing you're supposed to do that matters more than when you do it. Once you get into the habit of doing something, you can start tweaking and optimizing your schedule accordingly. Well, this was just a heads up for the video. I was just blabbering stuff that I had seen 5 minutes before. Uh, and the original topic of the day that I really wanted to discuss was how we have learned to keep ourselves in stress. And what does that mean? Uh, think about it. It's possible to not be sad even when situations are pretty gloomy. And why is that? Let me give you an example. Let's say this is a book, okay? And then I do this. I put it in front of my face. And right now, all I can see is my palm, the book. And there's nothing in my surroundings that is on focus right now. But when I do this, when I put my palm away, when the book is, there's some distance between me and the book, I am able to focus on a lot of other things around me. I'm able to look at the buildings around me. I'm able to look at the sky. I'm able to look at the camera. So now this was a subtle analogy of what I'm trying to say. Let's say you're in a situation uh, that is stressing you out. Let's say there's a professor that really picks on you, or you're worried about work. There's a lot of stress. There's a certain person in your life that is making you feel a certain way. You realize that it will definitely affect you, but you can mitigate or negate a lot of the effect it has on you simply by growing distant from it mentally. If there is a fire near me and I'm feeling pretty warm, then all I have to do is get away from it, not try to extinguish the fire, which is another task in itself and not really necessary. If I simply have to get rid of the uh, heat it's causing, I have to go away from the fire. If there's something stressing me out, if there's somebody that has mm, been causing some turmoil, maybe not physically, but I will create some distance mentally. I can say that, you know what, I am not him and he is not me. I am me and he is him. And then you create a mental distance. Let him do what he does, let her do what she does, or let whatever is happening, let it happen. I will be me. I will be happy in myself. Whenever things on the inside are not sorted out, things on the outside will never bring you peace. And it might sound like I'm speaking delusion to a lot of you, but it has worked for me. So I'm just here sharing it with you. Think of it like this. The situation you're in, let's say you're a group of 4 people designed to complete a task, and you are unable to get it done. So there is a lot of stress being put on you to perform well. Think about it this way. Instead of you, if there was another person, if there was a team of 4, but instead of you, there was another person, the stress would have come anyways. Or they would have performed well or bad. That would still be pretty arbitrary. So, right now, the situation is just stressful. Doesn't mean I have to take it all in. I can still concentrate on performing well and making sure we get as far as possible in reaching our outcome instead of just sitting back and soaking in all the negativity and stress. Is it going to help you in any way possible? No, but the truth is you are addicted to stress. And why is that? Because of the conditioning. Ever since we were kids, even uh, basic exams in school have always been about scoring high and always been about performing better than the others. It's bullshit. Doesn't teach you to be the best version of yourself. If the outcome you need me to do, if you really just want me to score high, I can cheat. That's that's the easiest way, and that is what our brains are going to do. Back in college, I used to wonder why people cheated, and I used to have a really different thought process back then. I used to think people who don't cheat are better than people who cheat, and I'm talking about cheating in terms of exams, not in relationships. That's a whole different thing. Yeah, coming back. When I used to think that people who cheat during exams and tests and score well are going to be punished for it in the future by life. So I'm just shifting my frustration uh, to maybe karma. That what, I am being honest, and I will get the fruits. Maybe not today, but tomorrow. And if they are cheating, they might be happy today. They will suffer for it in the future. But in the moment, uh, it doesn't really matter. I am being honest and sad. They're cheating and they're happy. Who's to blame? They're simply doing what the system has been designed to do. If you just prioritize getting higher scores, people are going to cheat. It only makes sense. I'm not justifying cheating, but it's just how the system has been designed. Again, coming back, should you really uh, take the easy way out? I would say no, because you're just training yourself to do easy stuff. And where does that take you? Probably in the long run, somewhere where you wanna be, I guess. But there's never a sense of contentment that I have achieved something. If you do have a sense of contentment that I have achieved something, even though you have cheated, I don't know. It's still not as sweet as the sense of contentment after working hard. I used to think that I'm really unhappy with my job, and a lot of people go through this. That once their hard, long outcomes are reached, but they're not as desirable, they feel like they start coping with it. And a lot of people, the way they cope with it is just by simply saying, you know what, I want a new start. I want to get out of this situation. I want to placate myself from the soil and plant myself somewhere new so that I can have a new beginning again. Okay, it might work once. Let's say your professor is really toxic and you switch classes. It's one justifiable scenario. But let's say you get into a job that you had expectations for and it did not really match your expectations, and now you are sad. So now you say that I will leave this job and go to a different place where I will be happy. And how do you say you will be happy? Because you have still set a certain criteria for expectations that if met, you will be happy and willing to stay there. But that doesn't guarantee anything. Placating yourself and planting yourself in a new place might work. It actually does work because I have been that person, and I'm putting it in really good terms. But if I have to be very raw about it, we're just running away from the situations that are unpleasant to us, and trying to look for a newer start because we are familiar with how the start is. We are always scared of unfamiliarity. If you really want a fresher start, you can do it right here, right now, at where you currently are, by doing things a different way. Not by changing your surroundings, but by changing what's inside you. Well, hey, what? Coming back to the topic, we cope not by changing what's within us, but by trying to change what's outside us. And that is why we are often either receiving temporary relief or are just in the loop. We keep running here and there. Now, why did I bring this up, and what does it have to do with self improvement? Is that firstly, you have to realize that there's no such thing as self improvement. Self improvement is not an external activity, it's not a habit you do outside that improves you. It's how you shape your personality, how you shape your identity, how you believe yourself to be a person that actually changes your perspective. Over the course of 5 years, you could have a lot of good, you could have done a lot of things, good or bad, but it would still not define you as long as you don't consider it a part of you. You don't consider it a part of your personality. For 4 years, we go to college, right? But we never say that I'm a college goer or something like that. We don't identify with a person who goes to college. Instead, we identify with what we're studying. I'm an engineer. I'm a medical science student. What we take in is what we describe ourselves to be. Uh, you could travel in public transport every day, but you don't say, I'm a public transporter. No. You just say, I save money and different stuff. The intrinsic motivation is what is binded to the personality. So, once you start the inner self improvement journey, where you start to untie the knots that have been holding you back, this is where the topic we're discussing today comes. Distancing yourself from situations that don't really matter. And I'm not really talking about negative experiences in life. Even positive experiences in life sometimes can often lead to ego inflations. So, while it is good to take credit for your work, always maintain a distance between yourself and your surroundings so that no matter the chaos outside, there is bliss inside, there is a sense of calmness within you. And after a certain point, you become so happy and joyful that the people in your surroundings start to resonate with you. It happens to me that I should really not be exposing this, but there are people in my surroundings who are not happy with where they are, and once they sit down, all they have to share about their life is how bad it is going on right now. And very recently, one of them asked, that person asked me if, not me, he asked the group in general that, don't you guys feel like this place is kind of bad? It gives off a bad vibe. He used the word manhus. So, in my mind, I said no, because to be honest, I was not letting anything external affect me, so I was pretty much perfectly happy with myself. But then, as soon as the idea was embedded in my head that, you know what, this place has a bad vibe, it did. It did, up to a certain extent, change the entire dynamic of the group. Everybody started, everybody sat down and started complaining about life. The guy who started it was complaining about his life. The other people listening started sharing their problems and their issues. I had nothing much to add, but even I started yapping with them. It just shows how things spiral if you do uh, shorten the distance and get involved in things. You could be sitting there and still have some mental distance between you and the topic or the stressor. That would I mean, it's difficult when you actually do it. It's easier said than done, but yeah, everything is difficult in the beginning, as I always say. Start practicing mental solitude and peace, and it's gonna be really it's gonna pay off in the long run, is all I can say. And Yeah, that's pretty much it. Some people are contagious stressors. Stay away, stay mentally distant from them, even though you guys might be physically close. Be so joyful that you are a contagious, joyful person. You are able to de stress the person who is stressed, and you are able to share the joy within you. You just become so happy and peaceful that you just can't contain it. You have to share it with the other person, and it has to be filled up so much that the other person has no other option but to take in all the happy vibes you spread. There's no point in doing any sort of self improvement if in the end you are not blissful and you don't really start to appreciate little things in life. I'm not as muscular, and uh, I'm not that person who earns shit ton of money, who has who's swimming in money, and who gets a lot of attention from uh, women, let's say. No, I'm not any of those, but I'm pretty happy in myself, and then I just can't stop being happy about it. So yeah, stay happy, stay cool, and don't be a fool. Bye.